May 8th, 2020, and we're here. We're going to do a 3-card tarot card reading for you guys. So just take a moment to clear your energy by taking 3 cleansing breaths. So I would say just softly close the lips and inhale through your nose, and then exhale through your nose, and then inhale once again. Inhale through your nose. And then just pause your breath for a brief moment. And then exhale, let that breath go. Just see if you can let go of something that you might have been holding on to from before, from yesterday, from last night. And then last time, for your 3rd breath, take another nice full deep inhalation in through your nose, as if you're pulling in all of the prana and all of the life force from everywhere in your room. And then just pause your breath and hold your breath for just a second. And then exhale, let go of the breath and just let go in a really letting go kind of way. It's just nice to clear your energy before doing a card reading, because I'm reading for all of you, and you may wonder or think to yourself, how can this reading be applied to me if she doesn't even know who it is that, is looking at her or whatnot. So I feel like whatever you were meant to do, whether you were meant to catch the beginning of this video, catch the end of it, catch the middle of it, you may not really know, maybe it's your first time, maybe you've been on a number of times, you may not really know how it works, but I feel like just the fact that the universe connected you with this video, with this reading, is a sign enough that perhaps there is something or will be something for you in this reading this evening, okay? So we're using the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. There are 78 cards in in this tarot deck. There are 56 minor and 22 major. So I'll give you a little intuitive reading here, and I'll tell you a little bit about what the cards mean in the way of the tarot, like authentically. Okay, so we've actually been pulling this card a lot lately. This is the 8 of Wands in reverse. So anytime you pull a reversal, you have permission to look at it forward facing, but just try and connect with the energy of the card at first. So this is the card forward facing. So this card is really today, because this card can always mean something different as far as the energy goes. But today this card is kind of about pausing. We've seen a lot over the last couple of weeks about pushing to move forward and pushing to move beyond our roadblocks of the mind, of always overthinking things. And then in the last couple of days, I've been saying, maybe in the last 6 months, you were manifesting to be in the place where you are now. So appreciate where you are and stop worrying so much about trying to create new habits and new rituals and new beginnings, and just enjoy where you are in this present moment. This card today is about just pausing, not really judging so much about what is coming for us, and also what we've been working on. Just pausing and residing in the now. So much more than what we've been speaking about. Really surrendering to whatever is coming your way and trusting that the universe has something planned for you. If there's people coming in and out of your life, maybe it's old people, maybe it's new people, maybe it's habitual people that are leaning on you for specific things in your life. Trust that they're there for something, whether it's a learning lesson or a new experience, a new endeavor, and just surrender to the fact that these people are in your life. Even if it's a difficult relationship or a healthy relationship, it really is important that you really practice what you preach and surrender to this moment. The second card, we got another wand, is the Page of Wands, forward facing. So this card is about reflection. It's about kind of existing within or journeying within. I said the other night when I pulled this card that it reminds me of when someone is playing pool and they use the little chalking thing on top of their stick before they line up the ball to go in whichever pocket they're lining it up. And so that's why this card always makes me feel like it's reflection. It reminds me of like him queuing up the stick, right? And then so what comes next after that? After we chalk the stick, we decide which pocket we're going to shoot the ball, and We decide which ball is going where, right? So that's really about reflecting on the seeds that you've been sowing and understanding maybe why certain things have become your main focus at this time. And sometimes it's even interesting to see that we start to focus on things that we never really thought we were going to focus on. Meaning if you had a plan in your mind, like A, B, and C, but suddenly you skip to like letter J and you're focusing on that, it's interesting because you may never have really thought that that was what you were going to be focusing your attention and your energy on. And at this time, that's what that reflection is. It's like, there was a reason why I chose this project now. Like, I don't know, for all of us, I think we have in our minds things that we want to finish in the future. For me, I have been wanting to make a deck of angel cards and a deck of tarot cards for, I don't know, honestly, probably close to 20, 25 years. And then when I opened up my store 14 years ago and I saw that there was such a large market for it, I had felt, I wouldn't say defeated because that seems dramatic, but I had felt that it wasn't possible for me to do something like that because the market at that time was so saturated, especially with Hay House and authors like Doreen Virtue and whatnot. And now that her stuff is being pulled off the shelves, I feel like it's a little nudge from the universe that it is time to work on my deck. And I've been saying it for a long time. And now that my schedule allows with some of this free time, I keep feeling like, why haven't I done it? So that might be my ABC, right? So that's what I was just saying before, is like reflecting on why we are working on other projects when maybe we thought we were going to be working on A, B, and C, but we're working on J. So I guess I would say, you know, if I had 3 things that I really wanted to do, it would be stay home and make mala beads all day, work on my tarot deck, and work on my angel deck. But yet all I am doing here and now is working on the computer, working on the website to make it really what I want it to be. Some days I'm on the computer for just about maybe 4 or 5 hours, and other days I'm on the computer for like 10 to 12 hours. And honestly, if I didn't go outside and realize that the sun was shining, I would almost not even realize that there was a whole life outside of there. So I tell you that story to explain that I think we all have in our mind the way things are supposed to be going in our lives because we think at a later date we're going to do this. And for me, being home more often, you know, now than ever before. I mean, literally, I think this is more than I've ever even had on maternity leave with giving birth to the kids. I feel like I don't want to make excuses of why I'm not making the decks and not making mala beads, but I feel like the universe is telling me work on the website for a specific reason. Whatever that is, I'm really all in on it. So this card made me share that story with you because I think it is time to just reflect on what's important right now and just kind of surrender to whatever it is that the universe has for us. And we just pulled our 3rd card, and guess what? It's another wand. This is crazy. So this is the 10 of Wands in reverse. And again, when you pull a reversal, you have permission to look at it forward facing, but see if you could kind of just dive into the energy of the card before we reveal what it looks like forward facing. So this is what this card looks like. So as a reversal with this card, did I just do it backwards? As a reversal with this card, I feel like I need to tell you that if you think that you're fighting a battle that you're not going to win, you're incorrect. Keep pushing forward and keep rooting through. This is the 2nd time that I pulled wands for all 3 cards. That's interesting. Sometimes I feel like there's this inner battle before there's this external battle, meaning the battle of the mind, right? So I think a lot of times we have this judgment that we place on ourselves, or these battles that we have with ourselves on what we should and should not be doing, right? This aligns with what we just spoke about on card number 1 and card number 2. But ultimately, in the end, if you had an opportunity to just take a glimpse into the future and wonder if it's all going to work out and just have the know-how or the ins and outs of this battle. Like, should I keep pushing through? Should I keep working really hard? Am I up against something that I'm not going to be able to pull through? I feel like this tarot card reading is all about telling you, yes, especially this card specifically, you are going to be able to win the battle and push through those barriers and break down those walls and remove those obstacles from your life, right? And every challenge that you come upon is a learning lesson, just like difficult relationships with friends or loved ones, or, you know, relationships and things like that. So I think that if you wanted to see like into the future and have the know-how to understand how it's going to turn out, I would say, I think that I'm here to tell you, yes, don't give up. This battle is going to be won, whether it's on a small scale or a large scale. I feel like just keep pushing through. Wands generally for me in the tarot card reading is like the direction in which we're going to move in. So when I see a lot of wands come up in a reading for me, it's usually like people want to know which way to move. Am I maybe moving physically? Am I moving out of a house? Am I moving into a house? Am I moving addresses? Am I changing the environment in my home? Am I creating new friendships? Am I ending friendships, relationships, things of that nature? Okay. So I would say all of these wands can be used as one of two things. They can be used almost like a walking stick, right? Or they can be used as a metaphor for a barrier or a block in our life. And we're seeing the 8 of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the 10 of Wands. 8 typically for me in a tarot card reading is transformation and transformative direction. 10 for me typically in a tarot card reading is completion of a cycle. So those cards are reversed, and the only card, what's interesting is the only card that is forward facing is the center card. The card on the left and the card on the right are both reversed. That's your 8 and your 10, both reversed, letting me know that you haven't been through this transformative process yet, so you just need to reflect. And you haven't completed the cycle yet, so you need to just kind of ponder where you're at and just let it unfold before your path. The only card that was forward facing was the Page of Wands, and to me, the page comes up as an inexperienced person. So maybe whatever it is that you're embarking on, you're a little inexperienced at it, or you really didn't have full resolution on it, or you weren't 100% sure if you really wanted to give it your all, if you really even wanted to take place in it at all in the first place. Okay? So just don't give up. You'll get through this weekend at least, I promise. And just remember, each day that you get up and you start over and you start anew is a new opportunity for the day after to be a better day. All right, so that's your 3-card tarot card reading for today, May 8th, 2020. I always appreciate you joining me for the readings as usual.